Let us have discourse on the quality of love known as omnipresence. The divine is everywhere present in the created universe and is the creator of all things visible and invisible. This divine presence is all that is perfect life, intelligence and substance, knowledge and power. The divine is the fullness of being, pure spirit, immutable and always provident, all-knowing and all-wise. The divine is not limited by space or time and can be in countless places and involved with many different situations simultaneously. The divine is ever present as it gives the power, the capacity and the ability for all beings to continue existing through its all-encompassing omnipresence. This omnipresence sustains all life and fills the material world as well as the spiritual, terrestrial, celestial, and universal. This omnipresence is divine source which is eternal, boundless and self-sustaining. It is unending, unlimited and indivisible. The divine's eternal qualities are love and wisdom, joy and peace, wholeness and perfection. All life is the omnipresent divine life, always perfect in action and never dependent upon form or visibility for its continuance. Humanity is the manifest expression of the divine, and is ever a part of this perfect life, intelligence and substance. They are always in the presence of the infinite and eternal energy from which all things manifest. As each individual is awakened and illuminated to the truth of their oneness with the divine, they begin to enjoy a genuine perception of consciousness which indwells within all of creation. The divine is present in one's innermost thoughts and knows the inner attitudes of a person's heart. The greatest desire of every aspiring soul is to know this indwelling spirit is eternal life, all-encompassing love, health, and infinite spiritual abundance. They understand that everyone and everything is filled with this omnipresent consciousness and that nothing and no one is separate from it. They come to know that the reality of the universe is infinite love and life. They learn to connect to it, trust it, rely upon it and lovingly affirm and acknowledge it as their constant companion through life. This omnipresent companion means more to them each day and they rely on the wisdom that pervades their consciousness in every decision they make. They endeavor to realize for themselves the truth of the underlying omnipresence in every facet of their daily life. All share the commonality of the omnipresence of Divine Source. However, each individual is in total control of their own experience because it is based on the way they respond to the events of the world around them. This indwelling omnipresence is the seed, the spark of the divine within, a gift and grace of the divine to all of life, infinite and approachable to everyone. As one develops their growth in life by adding a spiritual dimension to it, they search the inner world of life and its interrelationship with the outer world. They gain more self-awareness and illumination and this takes their whole life experience to a higher level. They attain an intense degree of vitality, a more acute perception, a more vivid consciousness. They have set their footsteps firmly on the path of the liberation of their soul from the lower dimensions of consciousness. There is a lifting of their consciousness from being self-centered into a divinely centered world. There is an enormous development of their intuitional life to higher levels of understanding and comprehension. These exalted powers of perception enable them to receive the messages of a higher degree of reality. The omnipresence of all life becomes the practice of the presence of the divine within them. The self has become more purified through their efforts to achieve illumination but still perceives itself as a separate entity apart from the divine source. One contemplates it and observes what omnipresence means rather than merges with it. They enjoy clarity of vision that is heightened and adds significance to the reality of all natural things. As the doors of their perception are cleansed, everything appears infinite. They are taking their life to a higher level of existence and feel more vibrant and happy. It is incumbent on each individual to understand that what happens to another affects the common experience of all. One's choices and actions can empower and strengthen the hearts, minds and souls of all of humanity and add to the light and love in the entire world. In their soul growth and expansion they are learning the importance of self-responsibility and the knowing of self. Self-realization is a knowing in all parts of the body, mind, heart and soul that one is attuned to the omnipresence of the divine. They now stand on the threshold of the world of being and the world of becoming. Even though they may still experience a wavering in their consciousness into the world of duality at times, their soul experiences a joyous consciousness of the divine presence within them. This sense of the presence of transcendental consciousness becomes their center of interest. This omnipresent perception and guidance dominates and lights up their daily life. Their earthly duties in outer life continue to be fulfilled with steadiness and success while they are attuned to the contemplation of their connection to the divine omnipresence that dwells within their heart. This heightened comprehension of reality lights up the rest of their life. It increases their ability to deal adequately with normal mundane existence. With their mind fixed upon a higher focus of interest, it is not distracted and performs more efficiently the work that is given to them to do. They frequently experience an actual and overpowering consciousness of radiant light that touches them with mystical transcendence as they daily transform their consciousness through their inward adjustment and integration. May your growing transcendence of self fulfill your enjoyment of the riches of the universe as you aspire to true union with the divine. I am Archangel Gabriel.